Hello. So today I'm going to be talking about the homeless population in New Mexico. And in 2020, there were roughly 3,000 homeless people in all of New Mexico. Again, the number is not 3,000 exactly. There's probably a little bit more than that. But in just Albuquerque, there was around 1,500 as of 2020. So I have this chart right here, and it shows us and tells us, the number of veterans who are homeless, the amount of people who have families that are homeless. It also tells us the amount of people that are, or the percentage of people that are sheltered and unsheltered. So I'm going to start with that. So there are about 38% of unsheltered homeless people. What I mean by this is that these people have no place to go. Like, they don't go to homeless shelters, they don't have a tent, they don't have a car, they don't go to arroyos. Like, they have nothing to call shelter. 61% of homeless people, fortunately, do have a shelter, meaning they have a car or a tent or a homeless shelter, something, maybe even a house or a friend's house to sleep in or be sheltered in. Like I was showing you on the chart, it says that there's roughly 700 people who have families that are homeless. So there's people with kids that are homeless. There's brothers and sisters who are homeless, husband and wife who are homeless. It also says that there's about 250 homeless people that are veterans. So they are either veterans who have just come home from deployment, who come back with no home to go to, or they're veterans from a while ago that are unfortunately just a little less fortunate and don't have a home. So I also have this picture. This is a picture of, unfortunately, the circumstances that a lot of homeless people have to deal with. In the picture, you can see that there's grocery carts all in a line with, tarps and their bedding. Looks like maybe down here is some bags. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of homeless people, that's all they have. So the homeless shelters in New Mexico, there's not enough. The homeless shelters that we do have are overpopulated, which makes it to where sickness spreads faster. We had a global pandemic that started in 2019, and this made it to where I'm sure that COVID spread very quickly everywhere, but especially in homeless shelters because of, unfortunately, how unsanitary they are. Because, they don't have the opportunity to shower and wash their hands and have a mask or gloves or, shower whenever they want, hand sanitizer. So it probably spread a lot faster. COVID-19 also caused many people to lose their jobs, which caused many people to unfortunately lose their homes because they're not having a check come in the mail every week or month, and that's what a lot of people rely on to, pay their rent or pay their water bill or their house bill or your utility bill. People rely on those things, and unfortunately due to COVID, a lot of people lost their jobs, which made it to where the homeless population unfortunately went up quite a bit because people really didn't have a choice. So not only is the homeless population going up, but so did the unemployment rate, which brings me to my next point about how there's a lot of homeless people who panhandle, which, what I mean by that is people with, usually they would have a sign saying something on it, and a lot of the time they're asking for money, which is sad because a lot of homeless people, they think that that's all they can do, but there's also the option to try and go get a job. And I know which is probably hard because maybe you don't have your GED, or maybe you didn't finish college or high school or something. But there's a lot of places, not a lot, but there's some places that will hire you without that. And if more homeless people did this, it would make it to where the employment rate went up, but also the homeless population would go up, which is, very good because unfortunately we have a lot of homeless people. And with homeless people, sometimes also comes drugs and alcohol. And usually, like in this picture, you can see that there's like a fence and a building behind them. But a lot of the time, homeless people will go to a park or a field or something like that, which is unfortunate because, you see homeless people out at a park and you're not really going to want to take your kids there because you don't know, first of all, you don't know the person, you don't know what they've been doing, you don't know if they're doing drugs, and if they have been doing drugs, you don't want your kids around that, which is understandable. But it's also sad because some of the people that panhandle for money, instead of using it for good, like to buy food or water or something, they'll go use it for drugs, which is unfortunate. I have my computer right here, and I have a couple more pictures. So I'm going to show you. This is a picture of, homeless people at a park. And then if we go up a little bit, we have panhandling, and in the back, these are all in New Mexico. You can see the big eye, and then there's a bunch of tents. And unfortunately, that's what the homeless population looks like in New Mexico and Albuquerque. So I hope this little video helps open your mind and teaches you a little bit more about the homeless population, and that we don't know a lot of what goes on, and that they probably have it really rough, but there's always something you can do. But yeah, thank you very much for watching.